Today is very auspicious day, Shiva Chaturdashi or Shiva Ratri. Shiva is non-different from Vishnu or Krishna, his expansion, but function is different. Like if you transform milk into yogurt, then that yogurt is nothing but milk, but in another form, another function. Like that, Shiva is like that. And there are two aspects of Shiva. One is Sadashiva, another is Rudra. Sadashiva is between, and Shiva Loka is between Brahma Jyoti and Vaikuntha, between. But Rudra is Guna avatar in this world for Tamoguna. Brahma creates, Vishnu maintains, Shiva destroys. So he's Guna avatar for Tamoguna. He's not under Tamoguna, but he is controlling, using that. That is why those who are in Tamoguna, they will worship Shiva. You have three kinds of Puranas: Tamasic, Rajasic, Sattvic, according to qualification of worshippers. So in Tamasic Puranas you will find Shiva is Supreme Lord. Everything is from him, so they will worship. For gradual advancement, like for example Ravan, he's a demon, but he was worshipping Shiva. He went to Kailash, the place of Shiva, and was worshipping him. Why? Because he thought, I will please Shiva, I will bring him to Sri Lanka, then demigods will no longer attack there. That was his target. So Shiva became pleased by Ravan's worship, and he asked, what boon you want? Then Ravan said, I don't want anything, I only want your service. Like pure devotee, he said, I want only your service. I want to take you to Sri Lanka and I will serve you there. Then Shiva said, okay, you take my linga, deity form of Shiva, and you take me. I am Shiva Linga, but you should not put me down, otherwise I will stay there. And Ravan said, yes, in one stroke I will take you. So they were going, but demigods understood that. So Indra ordered Varuna, god of water, to enter into Ravan so that he will feel urination pressure. So it happened. Then Ravan gave Shiva Linga to one Brahmin there to hold for some time until he will finish his. But because Varuna was there, it did not finish. It was going on. So that Brahman could not hold him anymore, and he put him on the ground. Then when Ravan came back, he saw Shiva is there. And Varuna, when their purpose was fulfilled, Varuna went out. Then Ravan finished and came back. Then he was praying to Shiva, oh Shiva, you please come. I want your service only. But Shiva did not move. So again and again he was requesting, but Shiva did not move. Then Ravan became angry and boxed that Shiva, and one hole was there. In Baidyanath you will find that Shiva, because he is worshipping with some other desires, not for his sake. And you will also find in Shastra, our Gurudev told, once one hunter, he was near one lake and he could not kill any animal, but by chance, unknowingly, some bare leaves were there with him, and they fell unknowingly on Shiva Linga and some water. Then Shiva was so pleased that he gave him place in Shiva Loka. So unknowingly, like Prahlad Maharaj also past life. So Shiva is pleased if we offer water to him and bell leaves. They're most dear to Shiva. Bell, wood apple tree. Like Vishnu, he likes tulsi leaves, shalagram. Shiva likes bell leaves and water. So once some not devotees, some other persons, they asked our Gurudev, we want to observe Shivaratri, how we should do it. Then Gurudev said, yes, it is very good. You do all the worship as prescribed, and if do you believe that Shiva is some superior person than you? He knows more than you? Then they said, yes, we believe. Then Gurudev said, then is it not intelligent that we should not pray for something what we want, but for something which he would want for us? Because he knows better. So let us pray to Shiva after worship, you please give me that which you think is best. And they agreed, and they did. Gurudev did not tell what is that, but Shiva knows what is best, that is devotion to Krishna. So we should not disrespect demigods, also not worship as Supreme Lord, but we should pray to them for devotion to Krishna. Those who are in Tamaguna, following that, they think Shiva is some separate God. That is wrong. That is why Ramanuja Acharya in South India, he told to his followers, even if tiger attacks you in the forest, you will have to die. Still, you should not take shelter in Shiva temple. You should not go in Shiva temple. Why? Because they will lose their one-pointed devotion to Narayan, who is Supreme Lord. One should not worship Shiva as independent God. That would be offense. So for this reason he told in such a way. But when Mahaprabhu came to South India, he went to Shiva temple and was chanting Mahamantra, very happy. And all were astonished, Vaishnavas, why you are a Vaishnava, you are having this tilak, why you are going to Shiva temple? Then Mahaprabhu said, because Shiva is the greatest Vaishnava. That verse is there in Bhagavatam, one second. Nimna Ganam Yata Ganga, Devanam Achyuto Yatha, Vaishnavanam Yata Shambhu, Purananam Idam Tata. Just as the Ganga is the greatest of all rivers, Lord Achyuta means Krishna is the supreme among deities, and Lord Shambhu or Shiva is the greatest of Vaishnavas. So the Srimad Bhagavatam is the greatest of all Puranas. So Mahaprabhu told them Shiva is Vaishnava. Then they were also telling, but they are arguing, Shaivites, they are arguing Shiva is supreme, Vishnu is his servant. And Vaishnava saying Vishnu is supreme, Shiva is subordinate. Then Mahaprabhu said, we have to see according to Shastra and common sense. Ganga Devi is coming from the lotus feet of Vishnu. It is in Shastra. And Shiva is always holding the Charanamrita, means Ganga, on his head. So you can see who is superior. But how can we respect Shiva, who is always holding Charanamrita of Vishnu on his head? Means he is his worshipper. So we are worshipping Vishnu and Vaishnava, both. They are non-different. But in Lila, they are like this. So one of the Nama Parat also is, if you think Shiva is independent God, That is offense to the name. But Shiva is dearest to Vishnu. One day also Parvati was confused. Some people, they are worshipping Brahma, some are worshipping Vishnu, some are worshipping Indra or some other gods. I am worshipping Shiva. So, who is supreme? She asked Shiva, what is the highest worship? Then Shiva immediately said, Vishnu worship is highest. Then again she was confused, but how I am worshipping Shiva? Then she said, is there nothing superior to the worship of Vishnu? Then he said, yes, it is. Tadyanam, those who are there or related to Vishnu, if you worship them, means devotees, that is superior to worship of Vishnu. Then she was pacified, because I am worshipping Shiva, he's a Vaishnava. Because Shiva immediately said Vishnu is supreme, so he's a Vaishnava. I am worshipping Vaishnava, supreme. And Shiva, there are many teachings in Shastra. Shiva is giving teaching to Parvati. He said, Devi, you will find in this Kali Yuga, there are many so-called gurus. They will want to take money from their disciples. That is their target. But you will find very rarely a bona fide guru who will take suffering away from disciple by prescribing devotion to Vishnu. Also, when Ramchandra Bhagavan, he is Supreme Lord, so he was searching for Sita, where is Sita, and crying. Then Parvati said to Shiva, you are saying Ramchandra is Supreme Lord, but I see he does not know where is Sita. Even I know where is Sita. How he can be Supreme Lord? Then Shiva told, no, Devi, you should not think like this. He is Supreme Lord, but now playing the pastime of human like. So this is his Leela, you should not have any doubts. But Parvati did not believe. So she went to forest where Ramachandra was crying, oh Sita, Sita, and calling. Then Parvati, took the form of Sita. Exactly. And she went in front of Ramachandra and she thought, yes, he will be very happy seeing Sita and he will embrace me. Then Parvati came as Sita. Then Ramachandra was seeing and said, oh, Parvati, what you are doing here in the forest? Where is your husband, Shiva? Then she understood that he knows everything. Then Parvati was ashamed and came to Shiva and said, you are right, he's Supreme Lord, he's omniscient. I tried to test him, but he showed. Then Ramachandra, like a human, like pastimes, he wanted to make a bridge to Lanka. So he was worshipping, he installed one Shiva, Rameshwar Shiva, to worship to get strength to do this task. Then common people, they said, oh yes, Rameshwar Kijai, Shiva, he is object of worship of Ramachandra. Then when demigods, they heard this, they came there, no, it is not like that. Both are God. Shiva is God and Ramachandra also is God. Both are God. Then when they were quarreling, then Shiva came out from Linga. From that deity, he came out. He said, no, you are all foolish. Rameshwar means one whose Ishwar is Ram. Means one whose Ishwar means supreme object of worship or controller is Ram. That is Rameshwar. That is why you will find in South India that Rameshwar temple is very famous. They will always offer Vishnu's prasad to Shiva, not directly offering bhoga. That is proper worship of Shiva. In our mat also, in all mats, in Gokul Mahavan, they will offer prasad of Radha Gokulananda. In our Mayapur mat, that Kshetrapal Shiv, the guardian of the Dham, every day Pujari is coming to our mat and he will bring Radha Madan Mohan's prasad to him. That is proper worship. In Bhubaneswar also it was before. Mahaprabhu explained that in Chaitanya Bhagavat, so that is proper worship. And you will find in Rudradvip, in Navadip, Shiva is 11 Shivas. They are chanting Gaur Nam. And in Harihar Kshetra, in Godrundvip, there is a deity, half is Shiva, half is Vishnu. And on the side of Shiva there is Parvati, on the side of Vishnu there is Lakshmi. They are one deity. So our Gurudev explained that does not mean that Shiva and Vishnu are absolutely non-different. No. Jiva Goswami explained, when it is stated in Shastra that Vishnu and Shiva are one, means they are, Shiva is so dear to Vishnu. In that sense. And our Parangurudev also installed Shiva, Kshetrapal Shiva, near the Ganga in Mayapur as a guardian of Dham, because you will see in all holy places, Shiva is always as a guardian of Dham. So our Parangurudev also installed. And also in Mayapur, when one organization wanted to widen that road, Bhaktisiddhanta road towards Ganga Ghat, to get more tourists, then it would have to be destroy those Samadhi mandirs and to transfer to another place. So our Gurudev then solved this situation by because they already got government and everything, so Gurudev solved that situation. That this is holy place, it should not be prominence, should not be like to get more people, but it is place of worship, and with one high court judge in Calcutta, then Gurudev solved that situation. But that was external. Gurudev told me in private, I was with him in Mayapur. He told me that already 300 workers, they came from that Navadip side, from railway station, 300 workers, they came to start the work, because already they had permission. And they wanted to go, but they could not pass that Kshetrapal Shiva. They became afraid of him. They could not pass. They were waiting there. Gurudev told me Shiva is not ordinary person. He did not allow such thing. He said they became afraid of him. Then, when Gurudev solved that, then that was cancelled. So that Kshetrapal Shiva you will find in Mayapur, our Parangurudev installed him, and everyday prasad is brought from Radha Madan Mohan. And you will find in all holy places, in Vrindavan, also in Mathura, you have that Bhuteshwar, Pipaleshwar, the others there, Brajamandal Parikrama. When we do, we go to all these Shiva temples, pray for devotion. And in Vrindavan, he, as we heard in Advaita Acharya's biography, one time Shiva wanted to become a cowherd boy because he saw Krishna Baladev dancing. So he became cowherd boy and was dancing. And one time Shiva became interested to serve in Ras Lila. But he cannot because he is male. So he was worshipping Jogamaya, Purnamasi, and Purnamasi gave boon, yes, you take bath in that Brahmakund. And Shiva did and came out as a gopi form. Then he came there to Ras Lila arena, but they felt something is different today and some new gopi is here. Then the gopis, they asked, who are you? What is your name? Where is your village? Who is your husband? Who are your parents? But Shiva did not know anything because only he got a forum, no any other. Then one version says, our Gurudev told, then Krishna explained to gopis, no, he is my dear Shiva. He wants to serve me, so you don't be disturbed. In another version, the gopis, they start to beat that new gopi. Why you are here? You have no any village name, nothing. Then also Krishna blessed that no, he is a Shiva. So Krishna gave him that seva that he will guard Rasa Lila arena. So one time one devotee I heard asked Gurudev, the Shiva is so great devotee, why he could not enter into Ras Lila? Then Guru said, because every devotee has his own department of service. So Shiva's department is this. It's all organized. So there is no harm and no like higher and lower thing. All are serving in their own department. So 1 second here. Yes. So Shiva, once I heard from Gurudev in Delhi on this day, that Shiva wants to serve Krishna in all possible ways. He's so eager to serve Krishna in all possible ways he's serving and he's getting. And you will find in Bhagavatam, we will come to that sons of Prachina Bari, that Prachetas, he sent them to forest to do tapasya. They went and they saw one beautiful lake. I'm not telling all details because we will hear it from Bhagavatam. They heard that sound, dun 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 dun, that sound of drums. Then Shiva came out from that lake, very beautiful, and he blessed them. I'm very happy to see you. You are all Vaishnavas. I'm very pleased with Vaishnavas. I always like to see Vaishnavas. So I will say one mantra by which I am worshipping Supreme Lord. I will say, then you should also repeat that mantra after. Then you will worship Supreme Lord. That pastime is there. And when Durvasa Rishi wanted to kill Ambrish Maharaj, then Sudarshan came and Durvasa had to run away. Then he went to Brahma also to take shelter, but Brahma said, I cannot rescue you because this is Narayan's weapon. People think I create, but it is not true. By the grace, by the given power of Narayan, I create. I'm not independent, so how I can rescue you from weapon of Narayan? I cannot. Then Durvasa went to Shiva, his father. Durvasa is coming out from Shiva, his expansion. He said, oh father, please, you rescue me from Sudarshan. Then Shiva said, no, that is Narayan's weapon. People think I destroy this whole world, but it is not true. When Narayan gives me that power, then I can destroy. Not independent, so I cannot rescue. But I give you my blessing. You go to Vaikuntha, to Narayan. There you try to take shelter. So then you know the story. So here it was also shown, because Bhagavatam is Pramana Mamalam. It is pure evidence. Siddhanta is there. Other Puranas also for different levels of worshippers, they are giving gradual procedure, but in Bhagavatam proper Siddhanta, so Shiva is dependent on Krishna, but he is very dear devotee, so he is worshipable. Like Kali is, if you worship, you will feel she is affectionate like a mother. And if you will get contact with Shiva, you will feel like a father. They are like this. So, also in Bhagavatam, it is there when demigods and demons, they made a treaty. They will cooperate to churn milk ocean to get nectar. So they were doing churning. We will come to that topic. I'm not speaking in detail. Then first poison came out. Then what to do now? They went to Vishnu, what we should do. Then Vishnu, he can do himself. He's powerful. But in order to show the glory of Vaishnava, that is Shiva, he said, you go to Shiva, Mahadev. He can solve this problem. Then they went to Shiva. They said, there is poison. What to do now? Then Shiva asked Parvati, what I should do now? Then Parvati said, you can drink that poison. You can digest everything. You are so powerful. You can drink, no problem for you. So then Shiva went and he drank whole poison. And his neck became blue. That is when Nilkanta, that is his ornament. But no one except Shiva can do this. If any bird will fly over that poison, it will die. Human being, everyone will die. But Shiva can do, because not ordinary person. He's a Vaishnava. So that is his ornament. And also in Bhagavatam you will find Chitraketu Maharaj. He's worshipper of Shankarshan. He got mantra from Narad. And Shiva is also worshipper of Shankarshan. So they are god brothers. So Chitraketu once came to Shiva and he saw that Shiva is naked in assembly and Parvati also naked on his lap and speaking Harikatha there. Then Chitraketu Maharaj seeing this, he said, ah. Then Parvati became angry. She thought Chitraketu Maharaj is thinking bad about Shiva. He's criticizing. You see how he's behaving. But then Parvati became angry and cursed him. You are offending Shiva. You should be born as a demon. Then Shiva told, no, Parvati. He did not mean to criticize me. He was thinking about other people. If they will see me in this situation, they will think bad about me. So he was worried about them, that it will be harmful to them if they will have any doubts. So in order to, as a compassion to them, he said, they will commit offense. They will not understand Shiva. But Chitraketu Maharaj, he knows his god brother. Shiva has no lust. He also burned down the Cupid, destroyed him. So he can destroy lust. He has no lust, only devotion. But someone was asking, but when Mohini came, Vishnu took the form of Mohini avatar, why he ran after her? That is not due to lust. It was shown that that is his object of worship. That is why Shiva went after him, because Shiva is servant there in that ocean, so that will also come. Then before I forgot to mention, I made some notes because it is a big topic, so to remind myself, there is that pranam mantra Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur wrote for when we bow down to Ketropa, no, that Gopishwar Mahadev, how we should pray. Brindavana Bani Pate Jaya Soma Soma Maule Sanandana Sanatana Naradedya Gopishwara Braja Vilasi Jugangri Padme Prema Prayacha Nirupadi Namo Namaste. O protector of the land of Brindavan, O husband of Uma, that is Parvati, O Soma Mauli, means you who carry the moon on your head. O you who are worshipped by Sanandan, Sanatan and Narad. O Gopeshwar, please bestow upon me unconditional prema for the lotus feet of Sri Sri Radha Krishna, who perform loving pastimes in Braja. Yesterday we heard Nirupadi, that is without any upadi, without any designations. So Shiva can give us pure devotion to Radha Krishna. And only for that we should pray to him, not for anything else. One time, some disciples of Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Gosai Maharaj approached our Gurudev. We want to make one Shiva temple in Russia. You please give us permission. Then Gurudev said, no, better you should worship the portrait of your Gurudev. Then Gurudev explained why. Because Shiva, he will fulfill all your desires. And you may think, yes, we are devotees like this, but so many desires are there in our heart. So he will fulfill those desires. We should not have any other desires, but it is there inside us. So it will be more, it will be better you worship your Gurudev. He will not fulfill other desires and he will let you know that that is not good and like this. So we should only pray to Shiva for devotion. And also one Sampradaya, Vaishnavas, one of the four Vaishnav Sampradaya is original Guru is Shiva, Rudra Sampradaya, and main Acharya is Vishnu Swami. So Shiva can give devotion. In Mayapur also, that Belpukur, Nimbarka Acharya was worshipping Shiva there with other Brahmins, but he was very attentive. So Shiva was pleased with him and he gave him darshan. Then Shiva told him, in that forest there, you will find your gurus. And Nimbarka went there and found four Kumaras. So Shiva, he accepted as a disciple Vishnu Swami. Shiva, my video froze, okay. Shiva can accept disciples, or he can send to Guru which is suitable for you. This is always with all bona fide Gurus. They are working according to Krishna's desire. They are not after disciples. They are after the service of Krishna. So Krishna is arranging that under whom one will worship. So Shiva sent there. So we should pray on this Shiva Chaturdashi, Shiva Ratri. Always we have to pray only for pure devotion. In Mahaprabhu's Lila also you will find Shiva enter that Kirtan Rasa. And so much in ecstasy that he forgot about his clothes. And in one forum as Advaita Acharya also he's there. And we are singing in Arati Shiva Shuka Narad, that Prema Gadagat, Bhakti Vinoda, Dekhe, Gaurana Sankar. No, one is in Tulsi Arati, Shiva Shuka Narad, Aur Brahmadiko, Durata Pirata Mahamika. The Shiva Shuka, they are all circumambulating Tulsi. And in Gaur Arati, it is Shiva and Narad, they are Prema Gadaga. In love, their voice is choked. They cannot say anything. So much ecstasy. So Shiva is there in Gaur Arati. All demigods they are coming to worship, to see the worship of Brahma Adideva Gona, that song. They are worshipping. Shiva also coming. So not ordinary persons. Then you will find Shiva was selected by Govinda to preach Mayavad as Shankaracharya. That is his seva, because Krishna wanted to increase creation. You are all gods, so you create more, then creation will go on. So Shiva can do that service. So any kind of service Shiva can do. Shankaracharya. And then we will find in Bhagavatam that Shiva gave blessing to that Vrikasur. Vrikasur was worshipping, and Shiva was pleased. He said, what you want? He said, I want such a boon that if I will touch someone with my hand, then he will be reduced to ashes. Then, okay, tadastu, so be it. So then that demon wanted to test whether it is working or not on Shiva. He wanted to touch his head. Then Shiva was running away and running, and Shiva internally he took shelter of Krishna. Then Krishna came in the form of one brahmachari, and that Vrikasur was running and could not see Shiva. Then he was asking that brahmachari, you saw Shiva? Why? Then he said, Shiva gave me one boon, but I wanted to test on him whether it is working or not, and now he escaped, so I am searching for him. Then Krishna, in the form of brahmachari, said, why you are believing such a person? He is always in crematorium ground. He's naked and he's keeping snake and like this, all these impure things. You should not think that is working. And also, what is the problem? You can test on yourself whether it is working. You touch your head, you also have head. Then the demon touched his own head and he was killed. Then Krishna chastised Shiva, you should not give boons to such people. They will do this nonsense. Like Nrishinga said to Brahma, why you gave such boon to Hiranyakashipu? So there should be some discrimination. That is why demigods, they will give anything, they will fulfill without thinking. But Krishna will not. If something harmful, or he will fulfill in such a way that you will realize that and not anymore. Our Bharati Maharaj explained, because Krishna is really our father, so he's thinking about our welfare. But demigods are not related to us in such a way, so they are giving other things also. But father will think about welfare. So we should worship Krishna and pray for his service, and to demigods we can pray for devotion to Krishna. that will be proper. Then you also know that past time one Brahmin in Kashi Dham, there is Shiva, Vishwanath. That Brahmin was worshipping very sincerely. I am very poor, I have no money, I cannot do any service like this, so I want. So he was worshipping. Then one day Shiva appeared and he said, yes, okay, you will get real wealth, you will get big wealth. You just go to Vrindavan, to Sanatana Goswami, there you will get. Then that Brahmin came to Sanatana Goswami, but he saw his one Babaji, no cloth, no food, nothing. How he will give me? I will have to give him something. Then in short I'm telling, because you know, or some other time I can tell. Then Sanatana Goswami said, I have no money. Before I had when I was Prime Minister, but now you see I have no money. Even I'm begging for my own food. Then that person thought, yes, but why Shiva sent me? And he was disappointed and went away. And Sanatana Goswami also thinking, why Shiva sent him to me? Then he suddenly remembered, oh, yes. Oh, Brahmin, come back. I forgot. You see there in rubbish, in garbage. There you search little, there you will find that sparshamani, touchstone. If you touch any metal, then it will turn into gold. Then that person was searching in rubbish. And he found and he tested and really it was transforming into gold. Then he was most happy. And he went, yes, now I will be the richest person in the world. I will have so much wealth. He was very happy. But because he was blessed by Shiva, he also got some intelligence. On the way, he was thinking, how is it that Sanatana Goswami, he was prime minister, he's not a foolish person. And he is sitting under a tree with no cloth, and how he could forget about this stone and keeping in garbage. What is this? He must have something better. Then he came back and he surrendered to Sanatana. He said, I think you must have something better. Then Sanatana Goswami said, yes, I have. Then he said, I want. Sanatana said, really you want? Yes. Okay, if really you want, if you are sincere, then you throw this stone, that stone, in the middle of Jamuna, means you will never see it again. He threw that, because faith in Guru. So, then Sanatana Goswami gave him Krishna Prem. He gave him Harinam, you will get Krishna Prem. And that was a real stone, because Akbar, that he came with the ship and he in Vrindavan and he put that anchor, and when it was pulled out it was golden. Then they were searching but could not find, but it was proved that really that stone is there, that stone. And in Vrindavan also Sanatana Goswami, he was visiting daily Gopeshwar Mahadev, but when he became old, then Gopeshwar told no need to come so far from Radha Madan Mohan to there. I will come in more near to you. So Shiva manifested there, and Sanatana Goswami used to take their darshan. And in Govardhan, Manasi Ganga, there behind, we are going Parikrama. Original name is Chakreshwar, but nowadays they say Chakleshwar, Shiva. So there Sanatana Goswami was doing bhajan and writing scriptures, but there were many mosquitoes and he was disturbed. Then he thought, I will leave this place. I like Shiva very much, but too many mosquitoes are here. I cannot remain here. Then that night Shiva appeared to Sanatana Goswami and said, no, I cannot remain without you. You have to stay here. Don't go any other place. From today on, there will be no problem with mosquitoes anymore. Then really, next day, there were no mosquitoes by the will of Shiva, because he is not an ordinary person, pure devotee. And in Bhagavatam also we will come to that, so only in short I'm remembering There are so many pastimes also with Shiva. It's a long topic. One in Bhagavatam, Sati is a daughter of Daksha. He is a son of Brahma. And Brahma told to Daksha, you have to marry Sati to Shiva. So Daksha married Sati to Shiva. And when Daksha was doing some sacrifice, then he invited all persons and they were sitting there. Then when Daksha came, all stood up in respect of him except Brahma and Shiva. Then Daksha thought, okay, Brahma is my father, no need for him to give me respect to stand up, but why Shiva is not standing up? He's my son-in-law. He's disrespecting me. So then his false ego was hurt and he started to abuse Shiva. He said, I did not want to marry my daughter to you because you are always in crematorium and not following any purity, always having skull of humans on your body and snakes, and with ghosts and goblins you are associating and putting ashes on. I did not want, but because Brahma wanted, but he was abusing so much. Then the associates of Shiva were disturbed, and Daksha, yes, cursed him. You will not get any share in the yagya. Then the Shiva associates, they cursed them, and they were mutually cursing. Then Shiva thought they are doing this out of false ego only because of me, so unless I go, they will not stop. So then Shiva went, and they did that yagya. And then later on, Daksha again means he wanted to do another one yagya, and he invited all except Shiva, and Sati also not. But somehow some persons, they were going, and Sati asking where you are going. They said, you don't know, your father is doing that big yagya, all will come. Your sisters and their husbands and everyone will come. So Sati wanted to go as a family, this meeting. Then she asked Shiva, let us go there. Then Shiva said, no, we were not invited, and also I don't want to go. Then she said, then let me go. Then Shiva said, no, your father, he hates me, so now he will also not show any affection to you. So it is not good. You should go there, you will be offended, insulted, and like this, so you should not go. But because of family attachment and affection, Sati could not hold herself back, and without permission of husband, she went there. But when she came there, then Daksha again started to abuse Shiva and all this. Then Sati became so much disturbed that she said, I will give up my body here. You don't know who is Shiva. You are speaking bad about him, you don't know. Because Shiva did not offend Daksha. Shiva is in such a platform that he is giving due respect to all, mentally, inside. He does not need to outwardly show due respect. But he misunderstood. He's not respecting me. So Sati, by yoga practice, she burned her body, gave up her body, because she did not want to be related to Daksha anymore. He's my bodily father. I don't want to have any relation with him because he offended Shiva. So she gave up body, and then she was reborn as daughter of mountain Himalaya. That is why her name is Parvati, from Parvat. Parvat means mountain, Parvati. And they were again married. But what happened? When Sati gave up body, then those associates of Shiva who were with her, they became so angry, and they came to Shiva, and Shiva also became angry. So to give them a lesson, he made one being, Birabhadra, and they all attacked that, and they disturbed everything, and they killed Daksha also, that Birabhadra killed, and everything was disturbed. Then they took shelter of Brahma, those who were doing yagya. Then Brahma said, this is a mistake. You committed offense to Shiva. That is not good. We all have to go now to beg forgiveness from Shiva. They went, and it is very beautiful description of the path and also Kailash, how it is, and how Shiva is sitting under a tree. It's very nice description, and they begged forgiveness. Then they made another one yagya, and from that yagya, Vishnu appeared. And he explained everything, how situation should be solved. We will come to this topic in Bhagavatam. Yes, there is also Tripurasur, one demon. Shiva was worshipping Krishna to get that power to kill that demon. So many pastimes. So on this Shiva Ratri day is very dear to Shiva. I remember our Kshetrapal Shiv there in Mayapur. We always go there during Nagar Sankirtan, during Kartik, on first Ekadashi and last Ekadashi. And on the way, always going in, always there's Shiva, and he's very merciful. So I'm remembering that Mahadev Shiva, and bowing down to him and praying his causeless mercy for pure devotion to Radha Krishna. Tomorrow we'll hear further Bhagavatam.